Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start out here with a jet sweep, and he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
As a wideout, when you take that handoff and you come around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss. On 2nd and 12, Fields. And this will be caught by Mooney. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And 3rd and 8 now. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Taking it about the 16. 6-yard return after a punt of 48. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Well, just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to script so far. They got a touchdown on their first drive. Their defense holds, and now they've got a chance to take a 2-score lead.
And to co-sign with you, exactly the start they scripted up. And really, that kind of start, that can set the tone for the game for them.
These 2 teams, you might recall, met up back in September in Week 3. And it was the Vikings who won that one on the road, so they'll look for the sweep here in Minneapolis. To throw on 2nd and 6. Watson. And complete right side to Cook. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Up the middle, it's Cook. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
Hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Watson. And he's got this to Jefferson. Touchdown, Vikings! Justin Jefferson. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Vikings are off to a 13-0 first-quarter lead. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced a punt to get the ball back, and they played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
Wishnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to a self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups, check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
And he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at third down and long. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Here's J.K. Scott set to do the punting honors. And take it right on the 30. A punt of 46, a return of 5. And the Vikings will take over here first and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing to the break, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
Eddie Jackson with a tackle.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on second.
After the pickup of 5, here's second and 5. Again, it's Cook. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
But things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even third down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Jalen Reagor, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings take a 3-touchdown lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that makes the score 21-0. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something. This drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
And some room to roam now. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Another first down there as this one goes for 25.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Well, Charles, you think about this defense. This week in preparation, you couldn't hide the fact from them that they're facing a team that's lost 7 in a row. You just wonder if they prepared the same way they normally do.
Yeah, that's a great question because normally that preparation goes into what you do well on defense. What is the best thing that you do going into a game? But in this case, you might want to take all the tendencies and throw them out the window. I would expect them to throw every trick play in the book right out of the gate in order to try and get something established and get things moving.
Throwing on third down, Fields. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And the Vikings force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Now Cook hit, and he lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. Watson off play action. He'll buy some time right. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way, and the head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
So that challenge, a successful one. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended.
And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it. And the Vikings are going to have it here just past the 25. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, it's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Now Cook, he's got it off the draw. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. 60 yards rushing for him here as he starts to close in now on 1,200 yards for the season. They'll try the air now with Watson. And that's complete to K.J. Osborne. And he's going to get this down near the 25. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yard.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked by Tarvarius Moore.
And the Bears are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
Well, he's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
2nd and 10. Fields again. He'll get that to Amir Smith-Marset.
9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. So we've reached halftime here. Let's throw in a broadcaster cliche, shall we? Both teams looking for a gift on Christmas Eve.
As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Bears going to see the football first, and they trail here as we get back underway to start this second half. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
They look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive. But maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
Now a handoff to Chandler.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Here's Chandler. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down in a few inches.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out.
So the 4th down conversion has him inside the 40 now, 1st and 10. Fields. Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. And the Vikings are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
Well, I think everyone who's watching is certainly hoping to see things get a little bit better for them in this half, weren't we? But it was a downright miserable first half. This carried over with an interception to begin the second half. That's a defeated offense right there. And there's still a lot of game left. I don't think that's the last turnover we're going to see today, partner. That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
From the 38, Watson.
Another one on this play for Justin Jefferson.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And 1st down there on a pickup of 25. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. 1st down, here's the run with Cook.
And he'll get it inside the 35.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense the next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
He'll find Thielen working the middle.
And he's going to get this down near the 25.
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield who can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game.
And now Watson throws another interception. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores. But, yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
Here's Chandler on 2nd down.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for Chicago. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. This is brought in at the 21. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Here's Cook again.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot him at the 44.
73 yards rushing now for Cook, and this is a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
At their 49-yard line.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on 2nd. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Cook.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
The Vikings send out their punter, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. Just a 25-yard punt, not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And the Bears take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Now it's Fields. He'll get that. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this belongs to the Vikings.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the 4th quarter here, and now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Still sitting on 0.
And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1? Back to throw, Watson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Roquan Smith. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used the calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when we see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
They run it with Chandler. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
3rd and long. It's Fields. He'll find Smith-Marsette complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Now Chandler. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Here's 2nd and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Chandler. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
4th down, Fields has to have this one. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Vikings are going to win this football game. Cook up the gut. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine.
102 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
No, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They